I think if you look at the Francis report, and I can take it from a personal and our hospital perspective, there are different ways you can do it. You can tick the box, you can go through the 290 recommendations, you can see where you sit on that, and heaven forbid, as Robert Francis said, don't produce an action plan. But you can kind of do that. What we did is that we've used a variety of ways of, first of all, getting our staff to understand what was in the Francis report, because it was an incredibly weighty document, but also looking underneath that. So we have had listening events. Our chief exec has set up listening events, so staff come and talk to us. And the reason we've done that is because the cultural element, so we pick the element of culture and values out of that. So we've worked with our staff about what does that mean to them. How can we be sure that it won't happen here? How are you sure it won't happen here? And how will you tell us to make sure that it doesn't happen here? So those are the questions that we've asked our staff. We've also got a young person's advisory group. So on a Saturday morning, I took the Francis report, but as you can imagine, I didn't take the Francis report, but talked through with them what their views on it, and that was fascinating. So from their perspective, the first thing was it doesn't mention children, or the news didn't mention children. So does that mean all the children were fine and it was only the elderly, and didn't they have any children's areas there? The second thing they said is that if we get bullied at school, we've got a teacher to go to, or we've got our mates. So why didn't they go and talk to the people that were managing them? And the third thing the young people said was, and if we don't want to talk to a teacher, we'll go and talk to mum or dad or big brother or big sister. So therefore, why didn't the people that were experienced the care, why weren't they listened to? Out of them out. So, because young people are quite concrete thinkers, you know, there's no grey with them. So they said they wanted to work with us to make sure that we kind of knocked off those two things for them. So that's another work stream that we're doing. I think for me, we saw more around our staff feeling that they'd let down, that we'd let down, because from a care perspective, we'd let people down. So they felt that slightly more personally from the staff perspective. From my 88-year-old aunt, she felt it was just another report and we'll get on to the next phase and. So I guess it was different within different people, but I think it had to and did knock confidence. But I think that doesn't mean that we can't get over that and move on.